So you've done the self-help and you've dipped into some personal development, but now you ask the question, now what? What can you do? Well, if you want to escape the apathy, step right this way. So twice a year, I teach a course called Autonomy. It's a 12-week personal development and training course. What people get out of it is multifaceted. There's curriculum, there's exercises, there's camaraderie, you make new friends. There's a whole lot of interesting things. We're going to hear a sample from the course right now, and let's take a look at the value these students are getting. To do computer stuff, like you got to be introverted, otherwise you'd be too distracted to know how to code. That's so right. Many such cases. My favorite example is from season 1. Luis, he graduated from MIT. He was working at either HP or Microsoft, and very smart, cerebral guy, but also has a great personality, and it wasn't showing through at work, and he wasn't able to be himself and to like speak his mind at meetings and these sort of things. And it was just after because I remember him talking, it was like probably 4 weeks into the course. So he had just started doing the interview exercise. And then all of a sudden he kind of like switched out of his first gear, and he's like, oh, part of why I'm in this limited position is my limited interactivity. And if I up my interactivity here, all these other things over here, communication with other people, progress, recognition, verification of good ideas, all those things started to come into place for him. So if you're looking to like sidestep out of like your 9-to-5 day job situation, one of the reasons you're not there yet is because you want to develop this kind of less introverted, or what was Eric Furlan's comment? He called it introspective. He goes, don't call us introverts, call us introspective. Okay, so it's because we're thinking too much and we need to kind of get out of our own way. And some of that thinking is, oh, I don't want to say anything because I'll be embarrassed, or I don't know what they'll think of me, or all these other unknowns. But once we just get past that and say, I'm going to say something to move this forward. It's like hitting the ball across the net, and then they hit it back to you or not, right? And if there's no reciprocation on your offer or your comment, then you leave it there. But otherwise, you're playing the game and you're moving it forward. So as you're at work, with this new perspective, this new lens you're going to get through autonomy, you might even decide, oh, there's some things at work that actually are working for my favor, and maybe I should do a couple other things different here, stay here a little bit longer. And that way, when I do my transition, I have a more sturdy or reliable transition. Or you might say, my time in autonomy has shown me that where I'm working is an unacceptable environment. It's toxic for me, and I need to get out sooner than later. Then get out and then figure out, I say like you build the parachute on the way down. Right. So in this case, it's not 3 minutes to the ground. Some people have 3 months, 6 months, a year before they hit the ground, right? Depending on if they get jettisoned voluntarily, involuntarily, whether they have savings or no savings, whether or not they've ever been through a pivot or an unexpected life, change, or an expected life change before, right? So all these determine into it. But the good thing is you recognize you're falling, you see the ground coming up, and you want to make some offers, collect some resources, figure out what you need between here and there, and then start scurrying and taking action to break your fall. And then if you do it right, you break your fall, and then you learn a little bit about flight, and you're like, I want to try that again. But this time, instead of just breaking the fall coming down, I want to transfer in the air like this. And you're actually getting from A to B, more like an airplane would do. This, I've been thinking of flying squirrel suit like those people wear when they parachute now.
That looks fun.
Yeah, it does look fun to watch. I don't think it looks fun when they smack up against the mountains at 200 miles an hour, but good for those guys for filming it and showing it to me in the comfort of my home. I appreciate it.
Everyone's doing some kind of self-help these days, and you can find a million self-help courses out there. Most other courses out there are hosting lectures, they're hosting videos, they're maybe even doing Q&As, and these are great starting points to encourage learning. But at Autonomy, we believe that hands-on practice is the best way to really lock in what we're learning. There's no better way to gain confidence and mastery than through action. After each lecture, we practice the concepts we've learned with other students, giving and receiving feedback in a non-judgmental environment. The result is mastery of concepts like entrepreneurship, ethical sales, and self-reliance in an environment that directly translates to the real world. Plus, you make connections with other like-minded individuals who are learning right alongside you, and you have a lifetime membership in the community. The Autonomy course with Richard Grove equips you with confidence, competence, and courage in a world filled with confusion and noise. You can learn more at getautonomy.info. We'll see you there.